there was a selection committee. I know a lot of people mentioned, why didn't we pick local artists? Well, we asked local artists. We went out to many, many local artists and we asked them, would they prefer that we make these calls and opportunities specifically for local artists? And I have a great deal of respect because they said, no. We want to compete with the best. We want to compete around the world. So we did 5 calls for public art. We still have 1 more to finish with the courthouse. We had over 700 people apply from all around the world. This was not an easy task to choose among the artists. But there was almost unanimous agreement in the artists that we chose. So I want to take a moment and encourage you, one, to take a look at the public art that is in this building. I'm spying Kate Hawkins, one of our members back there, a big advocate of public art. I want to let you know about the first piece, which is outside. And that was done by Con Demopoulos, and Con is from Australia. So we have one artist who has come from a very long way and is very, very interested in what we have done here. We had an interesting discussion when he submitted. He did a good deal of research about this community. And what he presented us was very much historically based and talked a lot about the wheat that grows in Iowa. And of course we had to say, well, back in the 1800s, yes, there was a lot of wheat, but not so much now. Now it's corn. So, but when we looked at it, we said, hey, that really looks a lot like prairie grass to us. And Con has been the recipient of several very significant public art awards. He has art in display in Denver, in Vancouver. He's done displays in New York. And we are very honored to have him here with us today. So I want to take a minute to recognize Con Demopoulos. Art, you should talk to him. By the way, you can go move those poles around. It's very kinetic sculpture. Looks really great at night. It's lit up. Then I want to talk to you a little bit about the interior art piece. Robert Barnum is our artist on that piece, and he's from Michigan. He is also with us today. And Robert really took a long time to study not only the history of the area, but really understand what happened in the flood. And mind you, this is from a person who was living in Michigan. And I really think he got it right. Because if you look at that picture, you will see a couple of things in the center. One thing, I'm thrilled that there's recognition of the National Guard and what a significant role they played in keeping us safe. There's also a woman with a suitcase. There's a woman with a child. And there's a woman with a pet. He went back and looked at a lot of video. And he understood that these were key parts of the recovery. But if you look at that story, you'll also understand that he understands our past. He has the Czech women around the Maypole. He has one of the best representations of the Meskwaki Indians that I think I've ever seen. And he has Grant Wood up in the front, in case you've missed him. But he also didn't lose sight of the future. And so it's all about rebuilding. You'll notice the windmills. He did the helicopter, a little attention to Rockwell and avionics. He has a Colonel's player there, the houses, generally all the rebuilding. It's a story. And it is, in its own way, a tip of the hat to the regional artists that we celebrate here in Marvinton and Grant Wood. So I'd like to take a moment to thank Robert Barnum. Appreciate having art in our building. We hope that you appreciate it as well.